heard several times in open court. Let me read here.
Dr. Phillips, we want to follow along. What page should we turn to? Page 6? Okay.
I can say for you, two. I mean, then you got the court saying, really. Then you come back and say, it's a comment about her hair. Oh, then you say one comment after another. So you felt that it was okay for you to say that shit. And Brazoria County Court, huh? Well, we looking at your as Michael M. Phillips, law firm. You think you gonna have them license, huh? You finna get the Ashley Gonzalez special because we finna get on your ass. Okay, so here I got your bar card number 1593900. You get licensed since September 10th, 1969. Y'all wasn't even born then. See, you still stuck in that time. So I'm let you know right now, we better put that bill on your ass. I'm gonna have all the Black Panthers finna get on your. You better have all the black people, because I guarantee you ain't gonna be comfortable saying that shit no more. We're gonna show you what it is. Stay tuned, because everybody in the United States gonna know about your ass, and we coming for your license. Bye.
Well, she was accurate when she said everybody about to find out about it. She was accurate there. I will say this. Sounds like if all the reports from 1969 are true, they might have been impaired when they gave him. That's the way they make it sound. You know what I mean? But hey, good luck to him.
Surely you can't be serious.
I'm just playing. He gonna get dragged.
So you want to say you gonna call it? I bet you gonna call it in front of a black man. I bet you gonna call it. Let me help you.
Wait, what? What? Did he turn around to see if somebody? You think you getting jumped? And now you didn't say all the black people were gonna be down here, so she did. Okay, fair enough. That was smart. He must have seen Dr. Matthews' video, so he like.
You call a black woman, word call me that.
No, call me.
I dare you to do it. I swear for God, I'll make you taste the ancestors.
Take good.
I heard it. Nah, I heard it. I heard it. I ain't heard that in 30 years. I think.
The right heroes could make
said,
all the
man.
difference.
No, with junior high school. With junior high school, I remember right when it was said right on the bus,
I hope I make him proud.
and it landed then too.
Are you ready to hunt?
What you think the ancestors taste like? Would it be like some soul food or incense, cocoa butter? What you think? What you think the ancestors taste like? Blood.
You a coward. Call that black woman the N-word to a real coward. That's what kept inside. Go right ahead. I guarantee you wouldn't find it.
I know y'all saw that cameraman. I know y'all saw that cameraman slide around. That was a Maury cameraman. That's a Maury cameraman. He is very comfortable in stressful situations. He knows exactly how. You are
I
not.
feel like I was born to pilot it.
Then being confronted like this, and then you just see a cameraman swing.
3, 2, 1.
Do we have this footage?
No, here we go. So, Mr. right here. Yeah, that's your ass. I don't know if you want like call people. Call me.
I bet you won't call in front of a black man.
I bet you won't call me.
Let me help you.
Wow. Everybody. I feel like I can't watch this footage without this. Boy, hey, he was right not to say nothing. He was right not to say nothing. I can't co-sign nothing else you did. But he huh?
Call a black woman, word call me that.
No, call me.
I dare you to do it. I swear for God, I'll make you taste the ancestors.
Wait a minute, does that one lady have a selfie stick? She got a selfie stick? Is she a tourist? Was she just out there exploring Texas and popped up on Michael Phillips, tasting the ancestors? Man, I don't want to dream of something like that happening when I'm traveling.
I only checked completely changed my mind. And it came from a car accident I almost forgot about. I never imagined something this big could come from an accident that felt so small at the time. If you've been in any kind of vehicle accident in the past 2 years, even if you think it was minor, even if you were just a passenger, you might be entitled to far more than you realize. Here's my story. I was stopped at a red light and bam, the distracted driver slammed into me from behind. My neck felt a little stiff, but the car seemed okay. We exchanged info and I drove home. Big mistake. Over the next few weeks, the pain got worse. I started missing work. My car developed issues I hadn't noticed right away. The insurance company tossed me a tiny offer and basically said, take it or leave it. I almost did. Then my sister's boyfriend Marcus told me about something called 3K cigars. He said, dude, just answer 4 questions. What's the worst that could happen? At first, I thought he was exaggerating, but he had used the exact same tool after his own accident and told me it changed everything for him. So I clicked the link, answered 4 simple questions, and in less than 30 seconds, it told me I might actually qualify for a real settlement. I figured, yeah, right, but I had nothing to lose. A couple of months later, I was holding a settlement check that was dozens of times higher than what insurance first offered me. And here's where it gets crazy. I shared this tool with 5 people I know who've been in mistakes. Co-worker Diana, just a single neighbor, thought she had made case. He ended up with a life-changing settlement. My neighbor Kevin thought his accident from over a year ago was too late. It was my cousin Ashley, a bike accident with a car door. My buddy Ryan swore it was too minor to me. Even my mom's friend Jenna, who's in the late 60s, barely uses technology, but with some help she filed and was shocked at the result. 5 people, 5 different situations, and all of them discovered they were entitled to way more than they thought. Here's what nobody tells you. Insurance companies have one job: pay you as little as possible. They count on you not knowing your rights, but this tool changes everything. You don't need to understand law. You don't need to hunt for some random attorney. You just click the link below this video, answer 4 basic questions, and it instantly checks if your case qualifies. If you do, they connect you with a specialist who handles everything. No upfront fees, no court dates. No fighting insurance companies yourself. A year ago, I would have accepted that tiny insurance payout and considered myself lucky. But knowledge is power. Diana was just a passenger. Kevin thought his case was expired. Ryan thought his was too minor. Even Janet, who can...
Time to switch things up, including
Hey, so
You a coward. Call that black woman the N-word. You a real coward.
Why don't you do that? Go ahead.
I guarantee you wouldn't do it in front of me.
Come on.
No, I know you won't. Say the N-word in front of me.
Come on, go on in
And
there.
I'll give you a taste everything for the ass.
Go on in there.
Say it in front of me. I'll dare you to say it. It's Quanell X, but you'll learn it real well today. See, you talk to black women like that by themselves. You intimidate black women by themselves. But a black man will say it. Go right ahead. I guarantee you wouldn't do it in front of me.
Come on.
No, I know you won't. Say the N-word in front
Must
of me.
protect it.
And I'll give you a taste everything for the ass. Say it in front of me. I'll dare you to say it. It's Quanell X, but you'll learn it real well today. Say it. I bet you won't say N-word in front of me.
Come on, go on in there.
And I'll give you a taste everything for the ass.
Go on in there.
Say it in front of me. I'll dare you to say it. It's Quanell X, but you'll learn it real well today. Say it. I bet you won't say N-word in my face. See, you talk to black women like that by themselves. You intimidate black women by themselves. But a black man, you gonna open your mouth. I dare you to say it.
If they hear
I dare you to say it.
4, 3,
they hear they need to take the toll.
1.
Run around with your bald head, little spot, little face looking.
Dr. Matthews. Dr. Matthews.
This is gonna
Not the miracle here. Keep miracle here out of this. Try with me. White Texas attorney tried to bully a black woman and froze up the second a black man stepped in. Two Texas activists are calling for an attorney to be censured after he used AIDS multiple times during a trial while arguing outside the presence of the jury. Clip Chief Houston reported Michael Phillips, a Brazoria County attorney, made the statements on May 5th during a jury trial involving a family custody modification case. Atlanta Black Star spoke with Quanell X, an activist close to the situation, who said the other attorney, Brenda Ruin, is a black woman, that some of the statements seem to be directed at her. The judge ruled Phillips was in contempt of court after repeating the racial slur several times. You so racist, you got a contempt of court charge? I ain't never heard of that. Days later, Quanell X and fellow activist Dr. Candace Matthews confronted Phillips about what he said in open court. The activist told the Atlanta Black Star he wants all of Phillips' cases involving black people to be examined for racial injustices. Well, what you got to say for yourself?
Like you made a comment about what you said and what happened.
I'm not allowed to make a comment.
So that's really maybe a statement you want.
You're not allowed to make a comment at the present time. Who kept you from commenting, Quanell X? You gotta ask Quanell if you can speak. Is that what it is? I could understand that. Believe me, I could understand you want to make sure they're cool before you say something. But I can't imagine what these narratives about to sound like.
Guys, it is singer songwriter Hanukkah Hasi, and today I'm going to show you how I got music on Spotify in under 5 minutes. I used to think uploading the music onto streaming platforms was this huge, complicated process. It's actually a really simple process. DistroKid makes it easy to get your music out on Spotify. All you got to do is go in there, upload your track as a title, as a release date, and the
interesting part, he claims credibly that he was merely using the word in the courtroom to make a legal point. To make a legal point? That the justice system is racist? Is that the legal point? Because that would be a good one. That would be a good one. He's right.
This first example is just an example of people making a fool of themselves in this position.
Ah, here come the racist in there. Now go ahead.
No stupid shit. Calm down. Bye. Bye. But give me that vape. What's wrong with you? Bye. Sure thing.
But because we're gonna drag it later. So let's go ahead and get this out the way.
This person is a joke, okay? And we've actually done another video highlighting this woman. This is Candace Matthews DR on Instagram. She's the woman who wears the cowboy hats and all the elaborate jewelry.
Yeah, that's Dr. Candace Matthews, and I would get that straight if I was you, because you have a lot of to cover if you want to drag it. I mean, literally anybody walking up off the street could drag you for film, and she doesn't. I would treat
too loud.
And she kind of acts like she's starring on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay?
I haven't watched that in a while. Is that Is that? I'm assuming that's a dig because you very recently wore full blackface, so I'm assuming that's a dig. But I haven't watched it recently. If she said Real Housewives of Potomac, I would get that.
In that video clip that we showed you, and we'll watch the whole thing here in a little bit, this is in Angleton, Texas. Dr. Matthews, so this is the cowboy hat wearing lady, Quanell X, and other community activists confronted attorney Michael M. Phillips after allegations surfaced that he repeatedly used the N-word during a family court proceeding. Again, highly unlikely. Highly unlikely.
We have transcripts. We have transcripts. And see, this is why we include sections like this in these videos, because these are kind of people that like to build narratives about us. We had a whole transcript, but you gonna go ahead off of your imagination. Imagination. And imagination, mind you, that will never start us favorably. Ever. That's where you're coming from with how you evaluate a situation where there's evidence. You know, like all the brown makeup you had to wipe up off your face.
The way that they're behaving in response to this is just like, you wonder why people make fun of you?
Because of scenarios you made up. Because of scenarios you made up. That's exactly it. But when it comes to this scenario, this is actually, in fact, quite serious. In fact, this isn't even the first time this month we've seen something like this.
Here's why a Missouri lawyer was recently disciplined for calling another lawyer the N-word. Yes, you heard me correctly. That's disgusting and unacceptable. Here's what happened. In March 2024, attorney Scott L. Campbell appeared in Platte County Circuit Court for the criminal docket, where he arrived to speak with the prosecuting attorney to ask for a plea for his client. The prosecuting attorney that was assigned to that case was an African-American woman, and Scott had to talk with her to ask for what we call a recommendation when we're asking the prosecutor to come up with some kind of plea arrangement, usually with some kind of probation or other terms for lesser sentence. Some deals are better than others depending on the facts of the situation and what happens, and you usually need things to leverage to get a really good deal. As the attorneys were waiting for the judge to take the bench to start court for their clients to enter their pleas, they were all complaining amongst each other about this prosecutor, saying how hard it was to get favorable pleas from her for their clients. I'd like to point out that's literally her job. She's supposed to be prosecuting crime, not giving sweetheart deals to the good old boys just because they want one, okay? According to Scott, while they were waiting for the judge, one other attorney was going on and continuing to complain about the prosecuting attorney. But Scott snapped at him and said, is it because she's a... Scott testified that he whispered this slur, he didn't think anyone else heard, and he didn't mean for it to be a discriminatory thing.
I got a question. So was the guy in the picture the one that heard it? Honestly, if somebody said that to me thinking I wouldn't be offended by it, then now we got a problem. Now we got words. Oh no, they're gonna find out about it, but it's gonna be after what happened. See, that's an ancestor tasting right there. You can go ahead and invite him to an ancestor tasting right there that he thought it was fine. Just for him to say that to you know. And it's for the man. I can't imagine what it's like for the women.
But I've never felt safer than
So there's so many discourse in the legal world, but it's made it over to the regular world. So let's talk about it. I learned about this week last week, paid no attention to it because for me this happens every day. But here we go. Now it's National Women's.
Hey, if you know you might get a big cash payout, if you were in a car accident up to 1 year ago, even if you weren't driving, just click the link around this video to see how much you can get. Just answer 5 simple questions, and it only takes 30 seconds. If you got hurt by a driver in the last year, you might be owed money without even knowing it. You could get a check just like this one, maybe even more. Click the link now to find out. Tens of thousands of people have received a 5-figure or even a 6-figure check without going to court, paying big legal fees, or dealing with insurance companies or greedy attorneys. Even if you were a pedestrian, rideshare user, cyclist, or a motorcyclist, you can get the justice you deserve. Look at Mia, for example. She had no idea her case was worth anything, but after she came to car accident counsel, She got over $160,000 from an accident that happened a little less than a year ago. No matter what you thought before, you can get with your own and can be shocked to see how much more can be than you expected. We can't change the past, but we can help you get a good cash settlement for missed work, hospital bills, and property damage. Here's what happens after you answer the 5 simple questions. In a few minutes, a top injury specialist will tell you if your accident qualifies for major compensation. After that, you just tell them about your case and wait for it.
We're talking about this guy. He's an attorney. He's in South Texas. You see his name. And of course, he's non-melanated. So what he did was he called a black female attorney the N-word numerous times in court. So last week when the story broke, people were commenting on this lawyer group. I never said anything because guess what? White men say inappropriate shit in court all of the time. There's fake outrage because other non-melanated men are saying, oh, this has no place in our community, so on and so forth. They lie. They just saying it because y'all outraged and this is the thing to say.
Shout out to all the attorneys out there fighting the good fight, because Lord knows you guys are fighting uphill. That's something that we talk about on this channel just about every single day. As far as the non-melanated folks, y'all want to come get Michael Phillips? Y'all want to? Because they gonna drag. I'm here. Hey, they gonna drag. I'm telling you that right now. They're about to drag. They're about to drag. In these comments. In these comments. In these comments. Oh, they're about to drag. Bruno. That jigaboo right here. Yeah. Huh? Don't you ever put your wife. They're about to drag. They're about to drag. In these comments, oh, to these comments. Wait a minute. It's going to be hard to get with these ratings. Excuse me, just don't let me address this jigaboo right here. Huh? Don't you ever put your wife hands on the back. Huh? You call her. Look at what's going to do that to a black man. You're talking to a real man. That's really big cotton. There's cotton, big cotton. Why are you walking like that, though?
Now, who am I going to banish from this bitch?
I want you to walk that way. You can't swear you won't try, you won't try, huh? I'll fuck the white face till I make right for him. I swear for God. You don't need to have something the way I whoop the white mouth off your... You swear for God. Move. In these comments. In these comments. Wait a minute. Let me address this jigaboo right here. On the back. Huh? You call her. Look at what's going to do that to a black man. You're talking to a real man. Why are you walking like that, though? Why?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
It's It's a force. It's an energy from a different state of being. Not the kind that carves rivers or shapes canyons, but the kind that shapes them.
Sit down!
But
Not taking her ball. Bye.
More than just a mechanized survivor. It's my best friend.
You gonna meet Perry coming the way I whooped the white green mile up
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
This way. I'm watching green mile up there. You white green
I was thinking, maybe I could take you.
You want a chance with the juice. You'll have to go through the
So whoop the white and niggas black on these cops. Whoop it. Whoop that try to do.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
they had too much fun. They had too much. Hey, shout out to Lou Young, man. No, that's one of my favorite channels. I've been rocking with it. Hey, check out who's getting Weston. I think that's my favorite channel. But hey, man, he do be fine. You want to know yourself, Michael Phillips. You want to know yourself. That's it. Y'all was authentic. They had cameraman and everything, just like y'all had. They had the morning cameraman and everything. That's it. Yeah. Hey, take a small look. Did the draft have something else? Just feel good about that part.
I'm here today to drop a him on 3 judges. I got word on this Sunday that my name was in Judge Diane Kirby, her temporary protective order with her husband. Why was it in your business with your husband, ma'am? This judge comes smoke cigars at the cigar and smoke it. This judge has no family. This judge is on my Facebook. If you even know that support companies mistreating your husband. I don't give a about what you and your husband are going through. Keep my name as a son. Later, I'm going to flush y'all out like some roaches that I take in the kitchen when I'm like, burn your behind over here doing what you don't supposed to do. You going to catch this hand. And I'm me. I'm like Candyman. I don't bark until you call me now. Once you call my name, it's coming. The hand is coming. Bye.
I don't think that judge showing up to the cigar lounge for a while. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. You could do a whole different character just with Doc Matthews. Oh, they did.
You know what to do, Spider.
Yeah. What in the jungle? My folks told me down on that floor. You boy looking. The looking. He's passing you the ball. You your brain is over. You in the big. With that ugly ass you got in your head. You ugly red same way. Can you put this thing? What you say from the Gang of Roses? Until you do one by these people in these apartments, where each other in hell and the other men don't crumble. Listen here, see, Pastor Peely, I need you to calm down. All my life I had to fight. Sophia looking good. You want to fight these charges, but you want to take you because you for these people, and you can pop me. But you finna stay in no pop. They want to come up here and pull my foot apart from your ass. Now you're a kid. I'm finna clean to that. She's nice looking. No comment. You ain't got no comment. Touch that comment and beat your. Whoa, calm down, Diamond. No need to knock at your butt. Good enough. Good enough? No, cool down. You never got
Hey, before I was a doctor, I was a apprentice. They spanking hoes. You feel like a hoe that needs some spanking. Cause ain't nobody else touching that. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, let's if you don't call that money, I would have broke all from her. She was cool or told her like, yeah, I got the money. I'd be like, D-Ball Friday, what money?
Shout out to D-Lay. Shout out to D-Lay. You know they let that stuff come together like that. No, they weren't finished. They weren't finished recording it. We put it in songs, bro.
Five. He's not taking her bomb. Wait till mama get back.
Hey, Michael Phillips. Hey, you ain't really been great. They made a song out of it. So, take that with you. Is that gonna stop the dragon? No, but it might distract people for a second if they got me. I can give you that. What do you mean by that? Hey, Dr. Matthew. Find out any more about the draw.
We gotta go help people customize and save hundreds whenever it needs to.
First of all, cuts. There. Are we paid?
Judge, jury, executioner!
Ownership completely changed my life, and it changed my heart. Doing something this big had come from an accident that felt so small at the time. If you've been in any kind of vehicle accident in the past 2 years, even if you think it was minor, even if you were just a passenger, you might be entitled to far more than you realize. Here's my story. I was stopped at a red light when, bang, a distracted driver slammed into my car. My neck felt a little stiff, but the car seemed good. We exchanged info and I drove. Big mistake. Over the next few weeks, the pain got worse. Started making burn. The car developed issues I couldn't really fix. An insurance company offered me $20 and basically said, take it or leave it. I almost did. Then my sister's boyfriend Marcus told me about something called gold3. He said, "Here, just answer 4 questions. What's the worst that can happen?" At first, I thought he was exaggerating, but he had used the exact same tool after he told me and told me it changed everything. So, just the link, answered 4 simple questions, and in less than 30 seconds, it told me I actually qualify for a real settlement. I figured, yeah. But I had nothing to lose. A couple of months later, I was holding a settlement check that was dozens of times higher than what insurance first offered me. And here's where it gets crazy. I shared this tool with 5 people I know who've been in accidents. My coworker Diana,
including which side you're on.
Because these are the times that this man said you left and you ain't come back together. With your nasty ass.
Hey, let that be a lesson to, hey, if we got any kids watching, if you have something like that exists that can top it, you gotta go get it, baby. I know you don't want it in your car. Now it's evidence.
Spider is more than just a
You
mechanized
take that stink car for 20, 30 minutes and get it to the dumpster to eliminate. Come on, that's no sacrifice.
Yeah, in 30 seconds. You talking shit and you got shit in your drive. You ain't even gonna wipe your ass. You ain't gonna wipe your ass.
Dr. Matthews, you know I rock with you. You can't touch your face. Hey, come on. You just said you just... Oh, we saw it.
Man, are you serious? You up here like put your mouth on people and don't know how to put a round in your ass. You better clean his ass. You better clean yourself. But baby, this is too much. That man gave this to me. That man took me faking ass clothes that Joe's ass was wet. Time for some fireworks. Just hold it in the kitchen.
What had to do with trying to carry this? I mean, a mask would have been helpful, apparently. Apparently, a mask was needed. A barrier was needed. Not only that, it looked like she could benefit from some social distancing.
I'm dead. This ain't COVID too dead. See that? You talking. You want to put your mouth on me. You got the right one. And I said what I said. I was up here waiting on you. You tell me you want to bring it to the gym. Baby, I'll bring it to the street where it ain't no law. So what do you want? You want to trust it to the gym? Yeah. Oh, how much you ain't had there? Yeah, man. It's a real. Why is it? And I'm done.
Here we go. I just want to pull one out for all the cases of big city food. Somebody gonna see that when they go into the grocery store and ruin their whole trip. You know what I mean? They went and they came to get groceries for the week. They go leave empty-handed. Hey, let me know. Would you rather get confronted in the courthouse by one LS and a whole gaggle of cameramen, or have your drawers aired out in the grocery store parking lot? I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and to those that have reached out to me at admin@reachwaters.com, especially those that have volunteered for our research squad. Did you know we got a research squad? Shout out to Carrie, Andy, Jay, Sharon, Benjamin, and Jeremy. Y'all been absolutely killing it. If you wonder how we're able to churn out so much content, they are a big reason why. If you choose my and we got more on the way. I believe Jesse, Ben, Angelica, and Lars have reached out as well. If you would like to join our research squad, hit me up at admin@reachwaters.com. Down to the picks. Reese, I look forward to your videos daily. They bring me a sense of peace for sure. Laughing truly takes my mind off the madness out there. Thank you, and continue doing great works. From Sandra. Sandra, thank you so much for that. I love the way that green looks on you. And you know what really takes my mind off of the madness and brings me peace is connecting with our community. And I couldn't do that if you guys didn't reach out to me as I reach out to you. So thank you so much for that. Hey there, you. I've been following you faithfully since I discovered your podcast last year. You're very necessary to us that are blessed to experience all of the content that you and your crew seemingly tirelessly produce. I also have been supportive of your merch and proudly wear something nearly daily as I purchase something from each collection. Hey, shoot, I'm over I don't even have something from every collection. I mean, I'm working on it. Keep on, keep it on. We will be here with you, Khadija, Charlie, and Nikki. I absolutely love the support almost as much as I love those smiles. And you know what we probably need is just a best of. Like, just you one of them like 70s pics where they be laid out on a bearskin rug, but just with all the merch. I would love something like that. Like a best of Khadija, Charlie, and Nikki pic. That's what we need. And while on the topic of best of, I had talked previously about the Who Raised Y'all face. Well, we have a new entry from Miss Angie. Now that is nice. Now that is solid work. We're almost at the point of a best of Who Raised Y'all face, and feel free to hit me up at admin@reachwaters.com if you would like to enter. That's gonna have to wait until our next entry of best of.
DistroKid is the easiest way to put out music. See, DistroKid makes it so easy to get your music on all of the streaming platforms.
Instagram, Apple, TikTok, Shazam. I just don't think that we give DistroKid enough credit for what they do.
And getting major label services at indie artist prizes.
They can never take a cut of your royalties.
I got kids in North Carolina. Shout out to Rocky Mountain. I got kids that were facing the prospect of looking up at Mini Soldier in schools and in state office buildings. Or Mini Soldier. That's kind of like an alter ego kind of deal.
He was once a 5 nights a week attendee at multiple porn shops, where he often brought a pizza in the private booth with him.
The other side of the pizza.
Pizza? It was pizza, wasn't it?
And I said it got dark. It got real dark.
How dark, Mark Robinson? How dark? Nude African dark? Now, I don't know what she meant by y'all like to watch and whatnot, because I don't consume that kind of content. I keep it buttoned up and yeah, I watch it. But I don't promote it though. I watch it. So I watch it as a release. Yeah, I watch it as a release, but I don't promote it though. You know, I keep it buttoned up when I come over here. You know what I mean? So the separation of church and state, separation of ratchetry and my content. Okay, that's one thing I like to do. I gotta have references to go somewhere with it. Hey, to the rest of the world, we are the world. We are the children. I love y'all. I love. Why y'all looking at me like Michael Jackson and We Are the World?
That's it.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Are you ready to hunt?
Yeah, she said she almost done.
Huh?
She said she almost done.
Before you attack, get ready.
Yeah. Alright.
You seem distracted, Moon Knight.
Just listening to Khonshu babbling in my head. Again.
Bast communes with me at times as well. I see it as a blessing.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call it that, but maybe you scored a better god.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Spider is more than just a mechanized suit of armor. It's my best friend. This is gonna hurt. Systems restoring. Time for some fireworks. You're up, little one. Feeling fantastic. This is gonna hurt. Systems restoring. We're better when we work together. Lines in place. We've got trouble. You know what to do, spiders? Lines in
few repairs. I'm counting on you, friends. Mine's in place. Powering up. My trap worked! We're better when we work together. This is gonna hurt.
Leave them to Khonshu!
You are nothing!
This is gonna hurt. Systems restoring. A little husky. This is gonna hurt.
Armed and dangerous!
Time for Wakanda!
Again!
Now we really have to...
We make quite a team.
Us against the world!
Mine's in place.
No complaints.
We're better when we work together.
Release! That's
Spies outside this wall.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the
This is gonna hurt.
Alright, Ty. Now we
Your powers are mine!
Us against the world!
This is gonna hurt. My trap worked! I was getting worried. And that's how we do it in Tokyo. Mine's in place. You got my back? I've got yours. Mine's in place.
Khonshu and Bast are old friends. Let's do this for them. That feels better.
Mine's in place. Powering up. You got my back? I've got yours.
A boom of light!
You're up, little one. Mine's in place.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way!
We're better when we work together. This is gonna hurt.
We've got a statue to deliver. Let's get it there.
I'm counting on you, friends.
I have a shield, but no complaints.
This is gonna hurt.
So close! You are nothing!
Systems restoring.
Shield up! Us against the world!
This is gonna hurt. Time for some fireworks.
Just embrace the light!
Release them!
This is gonna hurt.
Bast are old friends. Let's do this for them. Judge! Jury! Executioner!
Now I see them. Systems restoring.
A little help, please.
Ready for another ghost fighter?
this to good use. Khonshu forces we should retreat.
Get that thing on you, again. This is gonna hurt.
Only 60 seconds
This
left.
is gonna hurt. Systems restoring. Ooh, I know that sound. It's spider time!
Lead them to Khonshu.
No coming back on that.
Down to 30 seconds.
Time is running out.
Time for some fireworks. Powering up.
The current score is 3-2-0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. The right heroes could make all the difference.
I'm here to finish the fight that my father began. I hope I make him proud.
Round 2,
The
go!
web of life and destiny is fragile. Someone has to protect it.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Those tiny arms of yours aren't gonna do us much good in battle. Okay, fine. I guess the team's make up for it.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Gear up, little one.
1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Mine's in place.
Incoming!
Systems restoring. Mine's in place. Anyone willing to help? This is gonna hurt.
I'm hit. Cover me.
Don't count us out yet.
Khonshu has his eye on you.
I'm counting on you, friend. Mine's in place. Here comes trouble. This is gonna hurt. A little help, please. We make quite a team. This is gonna hurt.
Feeling fantastic. Better watch your back.
This is gonna hurt. Systems restoring.
Khonshu is my shield.
Time for some fireworks.
Judge! Jury! Executioner! Lead them to Khonshu! Got a shield, team. There, ahead.
Mine's in place. We're outnumbered. Mine's in place.
Run in its tracks. Better stop that vehicle!
You know what to do, spiders? This is gonna hurt. It's spider time! We're better on this together.
Again!
Time for some fireworks.
Clearly, you needed some help.
Time for some fireworks. I have to make quite a team.
Found one of our targets.
Mine's in place.
Hey, check this place out.
Clearly, you needed some help.
Found one on you as his eye on you.
This is gonna hurt.
Now I see them.
Better put this to good use.
Behind you!
Spiders get the job done. This is gonna hurt.
Alright, Ty.
We're better when we work together.
Judge! Jury! Extra!
Time for some fireworks. This is gonna hurt.
The turret is dangerous. You stop them in their tracks. Anyone willing to help?
Time for some fireworks.
Punch you is my shield.
Some fireworks. Woohoo! I know that sound. Powering up.
Better stop that vehicle.
Much better. You've got my back. I've got you. I'm counting on you, friend.
Only 60 seconds
This is
left.
gonna hurt.
That turret is absolutely absurd.
It's spider time! No coming back from that. You're up, little one.
Down to 30 seconds.
Mine's
You
in
stop them
place.
in their tracks.
We made quite a team. Mine's in place.
Here come the bad guys.
Stand down! Leave
This
them
is
to
gonna hurt.
Kanshu!
Final score: 3, 2, 1. Another epic victory! Big win!
Dropside News has covered their explanation of like how insane it is to suggest these nations joining the Abraham Accords. So here we go. The Abraham Accords, brokered during Trump's first term, normalized relations between Israel and the UAE, Bahrain, Morocco, and Kazakhstan. Trump's demand would require the mediating countries to recognize Israel and normalize relations as a condition of ending the Iran war. A significant ask given that Saudi Arabia has publicly conditioned any normalization on a credible and irreversible path to Palestinian statehood, a position shared in various forms by Turkey, Egypt, and others on the list. The demand comes as the U.S. has allowed Israel to continue the daily killing of Palestinians in Gaza for more than 7 months since the October 2025 Trump-granted ceasefire, with over 900 Palestinians killed since the agreement was approved by Israel. The U.S. and Israel are also deliberately blocking minimum levels of President Trump is actively expulsion the most violent Israeli settlers in the occupied West Bank, where rampant state-backed settler violence to uproot Palestinian families has gone unchecked since the start of his second term. Trump posted a social media post of the morning, quote, "It will only be a great deal for all or no deal at all. Back to the battlefront and shooting, but bigger and shit than ever before." So, it has never been more abundantly clear that Israel is in complete and total control over Gaza. He is genuinely advocating for their safety in order to end this war. He is going out of his way to demand that these other countries become allies of Israel before he's willing to stop the U.S. invasion of Iraq. Which, by the way, I think all of this is bullshit. I think this is all a ploy so that he can launch the assault. This is exactly what we did at Midnight Hammer and Operation MC Fury. We usually bomb them during negotiations or right when negotiations. So, the Iranians say there is no deal imminent despite progress in talks with the U.S. So we're going to look at NBC's coverage at first. The Trump administration and Iran this morning both say progress is being made to end the war. But there's no deal yet. Overnight, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, on a visit to India, described the current peace proposal as solid. What's your one to talk we thought we might have some news last night. Yesterday, President Trump writing that an agreement, quote, isn't even fully negotiated yet, and that he's told his representatives not to rush into the deal. Iran said a framework for a deal has been reached, but it's not final. And it's accused the Trump administration of continuing to change its position. A foreign ministry spokesman this morning said no one can claim an agreement is about to be signed imminently. At issue, Iran's nuclear program and the fate of nearly 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium and control of their friendly reminder that they have nearly 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium, and we are fighting a war that we are also losing in order to get them to give it up, and they're also not even negotiating that. They're not even on the fucking table. Meanwhile, Barack Obama was able to come up with a fucking deal to get them to get rid of 25,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium. Just to remind you how fucking stupid this all is. Which remains closed, driving oil and gas prices up. President Trump has gone back and forth, veering between threatening to resume bombing Iran and claiming the war is over, or about to be. This weekend, he told Axios there is a 50-50 chance of making a good deal or, quote, blowing them to kingdom come. Yeah, the reason why it's a 50-50 is because he is a dictator and he knows that it's literally up to him to decide, do we blow the fuck out of him or do we come up with a deal? It is up to him, and he can't do that without permission from Benjamin Netanyahu. The whole Middle East remains on edge, and the possibility of a peace deal in Lebanon seems even less likely. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu, who helped convince Trump to attack Iran 3 months ago, said Trump in a phone call on Saturday reaffirmed Israel's right to defend itself against threats on every front, including Lebanon.
So Trump is literally like, yes, sir, you could do whatever you want in Lebanon. Yes, sir, I'm sorry. Please don't release the videos of you raping those kids.
Israel and the Iranian-backed militia Hezbollah continue to exchange fire in Lebanon daily, despite a ceasefire.
Yeah, the Israelis have already killed fucking hundreds, if not thousands, of Lebanese people. They've displaced over a fucking million of them. There's like 150,000 of them that are being held hostage in South Lebanon.
And just a short while ago, President Trump lashed out at critics of this potential deal, saying that the comments that they are making him laugh. He lashed out at people he called Democrats and rhinos.
And the rhinos he's talking about are like people who are just simply against this war having existed in the first place. And they're pointing out the true fact, the 100% verified true fact that we have not received any concessions from Iran and we are in a worse place than we were before. But even if Trump were to sign this deal, which he's not going to sign, it gives Iran complete and total control over the Strait of Hormuz that they didn't have before. We're going to have to pay tolls to go through it. The Iranians are now like a fucking superpower. They're like a fucking superpower. Plus, it doesn't even mention their nuclear enrichment. We're not even talking about that anymore because the Iranians refuse to debate it.
They have no idea what the deal is all about or what's being negotiated.
So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Right. Watch this whole thing. Latrina Parsi on his Substack had a great point about all these warmongers who are like keeping heads for Trump. This is what he writes. I wrote yesterday that the United States and Iran were on the verge of an agreement. Trump appeared to confirm as much a few hours ago with the unusually disciplined Truth Social post, dramatically coherent, diplomatically measured, and notably devoid of his customary theatrics or ritual humiliation of the opposing side. That restraints matter. Unlike his earlier proclamations of imaginary breakthroughs, the statement carried a tone of a serious diplomatic signal relative to political discipline. All right, I didn't read this, but now that I'm realizing this guy might actually be a little cuck for Donald Trump. This guy might be a little cuck for Donald Trump. All I'm saying here is that Donald has achieved absolutely nothing in this war, and he cannot sign this fucking deal. From Glenn Greenwald here we have. The amazing thing about Israel trying to derail the deal by insisting on the right to bomb Lebanon, Trump announced on April 18th that as part of the deal, he ordered Israel to stop bombing Lebanon. Yeah, do you remember this? When he posted this? Israel will not be bombing Lebanon any longer. They are prohibited from doing so by the USA. Enough is enough. And then the very next day, Israel bombed the fuck out of Lebanon. This is when Trump forgot for a hot second that he is not the alpha in this relationship. He is the bitch in this relationship. So, Netanyahu's
more weekends dealing with more children, more climate to remove gutter debris. Filter companies promise clog-free gutters, but they need maintenance.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
There's a ceasefire in Lebanon, but Israel is pushing Washington to include language allowing continued military operations in Lebanon under the justification of responding to, quote, any threat. According to Hashem, Iran has rejected that formulation
my father began. I hope I make him proud.
Sustainable, lasting ceasefire. How many fucking times have I told you guys that he literally can't get any lasting ceasefire with Iran because Iran says Israel must stop in Lebanon and Trump doesn't have that fucking motion. I've said this so many times, it's just brilliant. All right, let's watch Tim go on a quick moment talking about why everybody hates
What I do may seem dangerous, but I've never felt safer than when I'm with Spider.
Increasingly unpopular as a country in other states, to the extent that 60% of Americans now in negative views. That would have been unthinkable 20 years ago.
I think people feel very uncomfortable about
I know exactly what you are, Angela. And I've got loads of info about angels.
You mortals should not believe everything in your sacred texts.
I
don't.
But that agenda is part of
he said you were raised by a nasty
the populist movement. Nobody agrees with that. There's a very small group of people.
3,
and what is the best idea? I grew up from the
all you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Stay out of unwinnable foreign conflict and focus on the economic well-being of the American people. And that can completely throw you. I think I don't understand this whole last thing. From the political I think they want there needs to be no fear in death. Which is very respectful, it's preventing the usually are no sign of agreement, no sign of equalizing. They won't suddenly stop at the
They constantly rocket off at their neighbours. They damage their business models for a very long time. I think this is never quite popular in the polls first. If you can't show the most
This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt.
Judge, jury, executioner!
The goal is for the game change. The goal is to turn it on to a game state of Libya.
Ready for another good fighter? Fighting until we have a winner.
We have another posted drop site news. Prospect that the U.S. Iran group is drawing sharp reactions across the board. Respected former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, one of the architects of Trump's, quote, maximum pressure campaign against Iran during his first term, dismissed the emerging framework on X. Pompeo said this, quote, the deal being quoted with Iran
What I do may seem dangerous, but I've never felt safer than when I'm with Spider.
Pay the IRGC to build a WMD program and terrorize the world. He called for resumed military. Quote, open the dam straight. Deny Iran access to money. Take out Iranian capabilities so they cannot threaten our allies in the region. Overdue. That's
I never knew Thor
okay, so
would
that's
have
what
an
Trump was
angel for
posting
a
about.
sister.
Thought it was an actual DM, and he said, like, good work on Fox Mike's, and this is about Mike Pompeo.
Well, I have a feeling that this battle is one that will make it into the history books.
Thomas Iran envoy, one of the chief
Battle
architects
starts in
of the
3, 2, 1.
not quite the
All
past.
you need to do is capture the mission area.
This
Got
deal
it?
brings an end to
I'm used to fighting on the streets, not across all space and time.
Into the cascading global economic fallout. I'm quite sure
You
these
know what to do,
early
spiders? We're back in action.
Before he became president the first time, they had no
Enemy time. Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
this weak nation, but America is still.
I am king of my people, god of our
And the
gods.
thing is, everything he's saying is correct. Like, we are getting absolutely fucked, and Iran is now a superpower in the region. But the difference is we should accept any sort of peace deal that is thrown our way in order to stop the conflict immediately. The problem is, like I've stressed multiple times, Trump can't accept that peace deal because he can't bully Israel into stopping their invasion of Lebanon. All right, another clip from Dropside News here. This is where you have former U.S. Iran envoy Robert Mueller.
One big hit in all of this is Israel. The reason why I bring up their opposition is clear for this administration. This is to make clear demand that the entire region, including India, which means no more war in Gaza, no more war in Yemen, seems to be, at least from the initial response in Israel, will continue to want to incorporate that into some kind of comprehensive deal going forward. Is that likely to happen? Is there a scenario? Can you imagine a scenario in which Israel agrees not to a nuclear deal?
I am ready to hear my
I count a few too many of them.
Pretty sure I'm still the coolest fighter hero in any reality.
Man, you know, I thought growing up would be the worst, but then I found a way to hack adulthood. It's called AAA. With AAA, I'm covered from roadside to poolside, and insurance and member perks that make adulting a breeze. With AAA, it pays to be a member.
The hospital college degree is more affordable than you think. With Sophia London, you can take real college-level courses in our design intro. The only is $99 a month. Start your free trial. No credit card required. So, built for you.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman on the road to Rochester, New York. Negotiations between the United States and Iran to end the war are at an impasse as the conflict reaches its 61st day. President Trump and his national security team are reportedly skeptical of Iran's proposal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for tabling nuclear talks. U.S. officials say President Trump expressed doubts Monday that Iran was acting in good faith. Iran has so far refused Trump's key demand that it end all nuclear enrichment. The Wall Street Journal reported late Tuesday that Trump has pulled aides to prepare for an extended blockade of Iranian ports to ramp up the pressure on Tehran. In his latest post on Truth Social, Trump threatened Iran to, quote, better get smart soon. Earlier on Tuesday, Trump wrote, quote, Iran has just informed us that they're in a state of collapse, unquote. They want us to open the Hormuz Strait as soon as possible as they try to figure out their leadership situation, which I believe they will be able to do, President Trump said. This is Brigadier General Mohammed Akraminian, a spokesperson for the Iranian army.
Regarding the current situation, we have not considered the war to be over. From the day the fighting stopped, and in fact, a ceasefire or silence took place on the battlefield. Since there is no trust in the United States and our enemies, we have continued.
Leave her alone. Bob.
And this is U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth speaking at a Pentagon news conference last Friday.
Iran knows that they still have an open window to choose wisely. As we said previously, choose wisely at the negotiating table. All they have to do is abandon a nuclear weapon in meaningful and verifiable ways. Instead, they can watch their regime's fragile economic state collapse under the unrelenting pressure of American power.
For more on all of this, we're joined now by Dropsite News co-founder Jeremy Scahill. His new piece is headlined, As Trump's Narrative on Negotiations Flails, Iran is Setting Its Own Terms for Ending the War. Hi, Jeremy. Can you start
drinking milk.
explaining the thesis of your piece?
Well, what
I'll drink your milk.
the past several weeks is that far from being in disarray, as Trump and his allies in the media have portrayed the Iranian government, it's the Trump administration that is in a state of total chaos, dramatic meltdowns, that culminated with Trump claiming that J.D. Vance was on an airplane en route to Islamabad to meet the Iranian foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, saying that Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, and special envoy Steve Witkoff, they're actually on the airplane, and they were claiming, the Iranians are begging us to talk, and we're going to go and meet them in Islamabad when Foreign Minister Araghchi is there. The Iranians were telling me we have no intention of meeting any Americans, and that Iran is on its own tour now of Pakistan, Oman, and Russia, where Araghchi met with President Vladimir Putin, and we're establishing our own terms for ending the war. And so what we've seen here is the construction of a total propaganda narrative that is being repeated by almost every Western news organization, that somehow there are these negotiations going on, that the Iranians are putting proposals in front of the Americans. That's not what's happening at all. What Iran has done is it has briefed Pakistan, which is currently the mediating country in the negotiations between the U.S. and Iran, and they've said to them, here are our conditions for ending the war. And what Iran is saying is, we will enter into direct talks with the United States when President Trump lifts what Iran considers to be the illegal military naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. We will have an initial round of discussions about how to facilitate the expansion of commerce and transit through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has maintained that it's not shut down the strait, but that it's just shut it down for any vessels that are linked to the U.S. war in any way. And then after those conditions are met, the Iranians will go back to direct talks having to do with nuclear negotiations. But they're saying that Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are total ignoramuses when it comes to the technical issues in terms of nuclear, other issues, that having Kushner at the table might as well be having Benjamin Netanyahu at the table. That's part of why they pushed for J.D. Vance. Iranians told me that they witnessed during the last round of direct talks a division between J.D. Vance on the one hand and Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff on the other hand. Trump has painted himself into a corner. He's certainly in a quagmire. The administration is desperate to find some form of an off-ramp, and they have been pushing a lie-filled propaganda narrative that has been picked up by media across the board, that somehow the Iranians are kind of adjusting their position, coming back to Trump. It's not good enough yet. The reality is that Trump has no idea how he's going to end this, because the Iranians know, or they believe, that they have the three M's on their side: munitions, markets, and the business. They think that they have done unprecedented damage to U.S. facilities in the Persian Gulf. They did 13 American military bases. They did widespread damage against American aircraft that only now is starting to come to light. They destroyed the early warning, highly expensive radar systems. The Israelis' interceptors are at dangerous low levels, and the United States is unable to confront Iran's asymmetric posture in the Strait of Hormuz, no matter what Trump does. The markets are in free fall right now, relatively speaking. It's not going to get better. If Trump starts bombing Iran again, they say they're going to hit oil infrastructure in the Persian Gulf, potentially cut undersea internet cables, which would massively disrupt commerce and internet. And the final thing is the midterms coming up. This is a political disaster for Donald Trump. And the Iranians feel like they're in a position that Trump is not holding the cards. And so what they're saying is, if you don't meet our initial demands to lift your illegal naval blockade, we're not going to have any talks with you anytime soon, because you've painted yourself into a corner, and we're going to sit back and let you continue to have less and less space in that corner.
Jeremy, you know that the Iranian Foreign Minister, Abbas Araghchi, has been on a strategic three-nation tour where he's unequivocally laying out Iran's positions, mediators, and key strategic players who may influence future negotiations. You write, quote, Russia played a key role in the 2015 nuclear deal and could emerge as an important guarantor of Iran's interests in any agreement reached with the U.S. I want to ask ask you about Russia's role in this, but first let's go to a clip. This is Russian President Vladimir Putin, followed by the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in St. Petersburg.
I would like to convey my most sincere words of gratitude from my each relations. Even because I see how it is the people of life, their independence. Of course, we very much hope that based on this approach and will for independence, Iranian people will, under the leadership of the leader, make their duties to the trials and peaceful ones. But the great from our side, everything that is in the interests of all nations so that peace and patience.
Don't sit down!
I was asked to confirm during this visit that Russian-Iranian relations is a strategic partnership and will remain that way moving forward. It was proven that Iran has friends and allies, such as Russia, who stand by Iran during difficult times and support Iran. Thank you for your firm position.
Hello? Hello? I'm about to call her and see if she outside. She just texted me and said, "What'd you say?" I told her you said okay. I'm about to call her and see if she's ready to leave yet. You hear me?
The Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi, before that, Russian President Putin. Jeremy, talk about what Putin's position is now, and back in 2015, it may surprise people.
Right. So back in 2015, when the U.S., with a delegation led by John Kerry, the Secretary of State at the time, spent a year and a half negotiating with the Iranians, and that deal ended with 25,000 pounds of enriched uranium being transferred from Iran to Russia. Now, at that point, the Iranians only had a relatively small quantity of what's called highly enriched uranium, and it was only enriched to a 20% level, and 98% of that highly enriched uranium was shipped to Russia. It's astonishing to think back on it and those numbers, given what we're talking about now. From 1,000 pounds, the Iranians will believe that highly enriched uranium, potentially to as high as 60%. And so the Iranians, because of Trump's kind of menacing tone and actions, and certainly because of the 6 weeks of bombing, has said, we're not going to transfer any uranium outside of the country, that it's a sacred soil, and that we would agree to dilute it so that it could be used for medical and non-military purposes, but transferring it is out of the equation. What's interesting is that I've heard from Iranian sources that if the Iranians felt that they were dealing with normal people on the other end of the table, technical experts, and not state buddies and the son-in-law of the vice president, but if they were dealing with like an actual technical team, as they did back in 2015, that a lot of issues could be on the table. And so part of what may be happening is that the Iranians, on the one hand, want to strengthen their military and political relationship with the Russians. The Iranians also provide the Russians with drones that are used in the war in Ukraine. The Russians almost certainly have been providing the Iranians with intelligence during the course of the U.S.-Israeli war. But on the other hand, the Iranians are planning a kind of other scenario where if there is a same set of discussions on the nuclear issue, will there be some flexibility? I've heard that there are possibilities that they could consider Russia or even China if they did shift their position. Officially, they've given no indication they will. But if that becomes a sort of sticking point and Iran feels that it's getting its own concessions in the form of a widespread lifting of sanctions, a backing off or some kind of non-aggression pact that would certify that the U.S. isn't going to continue the pattern of launching wars independently in negotiations with Iran, then the sense that I get is that a lot would be on the table. So I think that the Iranians are also looking at an alternative universe where Donald Trump fabricates some declaration of victory, that he tries to intensify the economic war against Iran in the hopes that they can spark a domestic uprising to bring down the government, and that Trump essentially just panics himself into a state of saying, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. That's one scenario that could happen. Joe Kent, who resigned as the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, early on after he resigned weeks ago, he came out and said that Trump could essentially do that, kind of walk away. I was told by a senior Iranian official that they think the most likely long-term scenario is that there isn't any major agreement reached and that there is kind of a low-intensity tension that continues to boil. And so, you know, the Iranians feel, though, the time is on their side and that it's Donald Trump who has the clock and that he's watching it with sweat increasingly pouring down his face because Iran has no intention of capitulating. So the steel tracks that the Iranians are operating on, and I just want to emphasize again that when you read these reports about the Iranians that put a new proposal forward, etc., the United States did not understand the significance of what they put on the table back in February, that it was gone beyond the 2015 nuclear agreement. And I think it's pretty clear at this point that Israel has thoroughly contaminated what the U.S. believes is intelligence on Iran. And it seems quite clear that throughout this war, and actually before it, the Israelis were presenting completely cooked intelligence that it's going to be easy, that it's going to be a cakewalk.